They asked me if I want to do free diving with sharks. I was like, oh, fuck, no way. I saw something and then he was like, okay, let's go out. There, run, we're gonna see a rainbow. And we ran to this secret spot. We stand there and we were
So, hi everyone. So, instead of hello today, I'm greeting you with aloha, and that's probably your biggest guess as to what we're going to discuss today. Our destination that we're covering is Hawaii. I'm very pleased to welcome Kinga over here today. A very warm welcome to you, Kinga. Thank you so much for joining our session on Hawaii today.
aloha everyone. Thank you so much for having me here with you today.
Hawaii is a pretty awesome destination. It's said to be one of the most isolated places. It's also the place where everyone goes for warm beaches and surfing. So I'm pretty excited to discuss this very pleasant and natural paradise with you. But before we get into discussing the destination, let's get to know Kinga a little bit more. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you do, and how did you end up in Hawaii?
Okay, so I'm Kinga. I'm 31 years old. I'm originally from Poland, but I don't live in Poland since 5 years. I think COVID started my travel adventure, my life travel adventure. I'm a social media manager and a travel content creator. So since 4 years, I've been working with hospitality industry, travel agencies, and I've been traveling to create content for companies and brands, which is pretty amazing. But also I am a traveler, solo female traveler, and I love to travel since I was a little girl. Currently, I am in Lisbon, Portugal, and I think I'm gonna stay there here for a long time. But already I have some trips planned, so let's see. Let's see if I'm gonna make my dreams come true. Why I ended up in Hawaii? So I am this kind of person that if I want to accomplish something, I just do it and I make my dreams come true. I was living in Fuerteventura, Canary Islands. It was also an island, beautiful, located in Europe, but really close to Morocco. The weather was just amazing. The water in the ocean was so blue, beautiful. But at some point, after 2 years, I felt I need to change something in my life. I need to travel somewhere far away. And then I came up with, why not Hawaii? My mom was always saying when I was, yeah, she was always telling me when I was like, oh, yeah, you probably ended up in Honolulu because Honolulu was something like impossible to reach super far away. So she was always saying that, yeah, you're going to go to Honolulu. So yes, I did. I went there. I thought, okay, why not? Let's try. Let's make it happen. So basically, I decided in February last year that I want to go there, and I'm ready to go to United States, to Hawaii, and I signed up for some webinars. I also read a book about Hawaii, and that's I decided that okay, I'm gonna do it. And 3 months later, I ended up in North Shore, Oahu. One reason was surfing because I'm a surfer. I love to surf. And I was also following this kind of destinations. And Hawaii, of course, is a surfer paradise. Yes, that's why I went there.
That's so exciting. So, how long were you in Hawaii?
I went in May and I stayed a long time, but my first 2 3 months were pretty busy. Of course, when I just arrived in Honolulu at the airport, there was a friend that I didn't know in person, but we talked over the internet. She picked me up. And I still I remember, couldn't believe that after 25 hours of traveling, I ended up in Honolulu. That was pretty exciting. And of course, I was like really excited about surfing, about aloha spirit, aloha vibe, which is like amazing. My first days were pretty tough because I had a jet lag, waking up every day at 4 or 5 a.m. and going to bed around 7 p.m. But it was just for like first 5 days, and I was super stressed about everything. I went there alone without knowing anyone. And I was a little afraid. Usually it never happens to me. And I was so stressed I couldn't eat for 5 days. But the first day were just amazing. I think I was still in shock that, wow, I made my dreams come true. I'm in Hawaii. I was staying in the North Shore of Oahu. In Waialua, which is like a little village next to Haleiwa. And Haleiwa is the most famous surfing town in North Shore Oahu.
So, when you planned to, like the 3 months that you were planning to go to Hawaii, did you have this in mind that you will stay there for a few months, or were you just going for the surf season and see where it takes you?
So my plan was actually to go there for 3 months, and then I already had my ticket to go back. Actually, was the plan to go back to Poland to see my family. But at the end, I didn't go back. I stayed longer because I liked it so much. I got to know a lot of people. Also, like work-wise, experience was amazing to create beautiful content, and also surfing was just incredible. I think I will never have better waves in my life than I had in Hawaii. Yes. And everything is it's a paradise. It's such a beautiful place. You can do so many things, but I think we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. So I don't want to spoil anything right now. I just stayed longer and I enjoyed so much.
So 3 months became 10 then.
Yes, exactly.
It was difficult to leave paradise.
Yes, also I think those first 2 or 3 months were so busy and intense because when you get to a new place, you want to see everything. You want to go everywhere. You want to do so many hikes. Like in Hawaii, you can hike every single day and still you are not over with the hikes. And I don't know, the time just flew by. When I looked around, it was already September and I was like, wow, I was supposed to be back now, but let's take a little bit longer.
Get into discussing everything that you did over a span of 10 months over there later. But if I ask you now, what was it about Hawaii that made you stay? Something special about Hawaii. What would you say?
Okay, so first of all, this aloha vibe, like everyone is chill, everyone has this good spirit, mood. Hawaiian people are super nice. Like I love Hawaiian people. They're really kind, polite. They're always willing to help you. They are just so sweet. And I got actually to know, like first 2 weeks when I got there, my friends actually from Poland came to Hawaii for 2 weeks because they were there a year before. And that's actually how I met them. And they introduced me Hawaiian family. And I felt like I have parents in Hawaii. They were super nice, always willing to help me with everything. And I felt like I have a little family at the beginning. So it was super nice. But said aloha spirit, surfing also, the temperature of the water, the weather. It's always warm, always with the shorts, always with the t-shirt, with the top. Like I didn't need to put a jacket or like long pants. And so that's also one of the reasons. Of course, amazing pokeball, fish, tuna, people, landscape. It's really hard to say exactly what, but I think mostly like surfing, this aloha spirit and beautiful nature.
Yeah. So it captured your heart. Everything was just the right thing. Like it was just the right way as you wanted it.
Exactly. Yes. It's always a little bit difficult when you travel alone and to get to know new people. But I think all my friends that I met them in the water surfing, which was pretty amazing. But this is how it is in Hawaii. Everyone surfs. Like people when they're 80 years old, 70, or like so. This is the spirit of the island, the vibe, I think.
Surfing was one of the reasons why you went over there. Was it a must visit on your Hawaii was one of the destinations that you had to go to as a surfer?
I never thought about it that way because I lived in, like I said, in Futura, and the place was amazing. I had everything. I didn't have this need to travel. But then I was like, if I travel somewhere, then I want to go somewhere where I can surf. And yes, Hawaii, that was one of the reasons that I went to Hawaii. But also, I always choose those destinations that are far away. It's not so easy to get there. And of course, they're also quite expensive. But I like challenges. Let's go for it.
So Hawaii was far enough and challenging enough for you.
Yes, it was definitely. But that was a great adventure.
So a moment ago, you were saying the water is always warm. So is there a good time to visit Hawaii, or is any time of the year a good time to visit?
Yes, you can travel to Hawaii every time of the year because the weather is so nice. It's always warm. You don't need to even take long jean, maybe January, February, but usually the weather is always like 25 Celsius degrees. It's warm, sunny. In Honolulu, there's always sun. North Shore is a little bit different. North Shore is a bit cloudy in the winter. In the summer, it's beautiful. There are no waves in the North Shore of Oahu during the summer, but in the winter, there are big waves, big international competitions, which are pretty famous all over the world. But Honolulu, south part of Oahu, it's always sunny and amazing weather, and you can always go to the beach. You can always relax. Hawaii is a paradise for people who love water activities, who love snorkeling, free diving, diving, sub, basically everything.
Water activities are definitely like the highlight, especially if you want to go undersea or you want to be,
Exactly.
yeah, just on the beach and chill and relax.
Yeah, if you go to Hawaii, you just have to take flip-flops, bikini, snorkel mask, and then you're all set. And maybe a beach towel and sunscreen.
Yeah.
I remember when I arrived in Hawaii, like after 2 weeks, I got to know a couple from Arizona that they were visiting for 1 month. And they asked me if I want to do free diving with sharks. I was like, oh my God, no way. It's like I was super scared to free dive with sharks. And I was like, okay, if they are going, I will go too. So I told them, okay, guys, sign me up. I'm gonna go. For 1 week, I was watching videos on how to react in the water with sharks, how to behave, how not to get scared, or when do you know when the shark wants to attack you. Basically, I was prepared for it. I remember when we were driving to Hawaii, North Shore of Oahu for free diving with sharks, I was pretty stressed. My heart was beating so badly, but that was just an amazing experience. I did snorkel because I cannot really free dive. Free diving is like more, you're under the water more time than 10 seconds. But still, it was a great experience. I would never do that in my life.
Did the sharks trouble you?
No, they were like, I think Galapagos, the name of the sharks, I don't remember. And they're like pretty used to that. People go there and they just snorkel, free diving to see them, to be with the nature.
Oh, so it isn't that scary. Just the name shark just makes you feel that something might
Yes,
happen.
but we have to be conscious, like all of the travelers, of the people who wants to travel to Hawaii, that there are sharks. There are sharks in Waikiki, there are sharks in Ala Moana, especially during October, during the whole year, but especially in October and November. October is called October shark because there are a lot of sharks around this time of the year. And also a lot of sharks when surfers are, because like sharks don't want to eat human. They just said they want to eat fish, but sometimes they just misunderstood us with the fish, and that's how we sometimes might be dangerous, let's say. But
Uh,
overall, I think I saw shark twice, baby shark. Once when I was surfing in Ala Moana, which is in Honolulu, a really famous spots for surfers. So I remember it was summer, and I was like, "Oops, I saw a baby shark. Let's go out." And I just went out. I don't want to be surrounded by any shark, even if it's a baby shark. Then in October, right before I left for Costa Rica, I saw a fin. It was like a huge fin in the water. I was surfing in a local spot with a local guys. And I said to one of them, hi, aloha. I thought I saw something. And then he was like, okay, let's go out. We went to the beach and there was a local guy. He said to us that probably it was a shark because yesterday there was two sharks, tiger sharks there. So it's good that I did this call, guys. I think I saw something, even though I wasn't 100% sure. After that, I was a little bit scared to surf again.
tiger sharks are the scary ones, right?
Yes, this is the only scary part about Hawaii because there are no snakes, no spiders. Like Hawaii is really safe. It's a safe place to go and be in nature and just enjoy it.
So over the 10 months that you were there, what were the spots that you returned to, or which places became your favorites in Hawaii?
Oh, I did a lot of things, but okay, let's start with beach spots. So one of my favorite beach spot is Lanikai Beach, which is on east side and in Kailua City. I love this beach because it's so beautiful. Like the water is flat, it's transparent. It's just you can see everything, and it has a beautiful view of Chinaman Hat, which is like a little, I don't know how to call it, like I think island. And it's just wonderful. And yeah, that's one of my favorite beach to go and swim and just enjoy the day or Sunday. That's what I was doing quite often. I was seeing my friends. We were doing picnic on the beach, playing volleyball. Those are like Sunday retreat, let's say, Sunday trip. And then also in the North Shore, of nice spots. One of them is definitely Sunset Beach next to a pipeline, which is also the famous place to visit, especially if you're a surfer. And also, I really west side, Yokohama Bay. it's a beautiful landscape of Hawaiian mountain, especially during the sunset. It's so beautiful. And another spot that I really like, Mokuleia Beach in the North Shore of Oahu. It was more local spot, but I was going there because it wasn't so crowded. And I just like this spot. And also Waimea Bay, which is pretty famous. Probably when we see videos or pictures of Hawaii and North Shore, there will be Waimea Bay, and there's this huge rock that everyone jumps on. It's an iconic in Waimea Bay when there are big waves, and it happens only in the winter and not every winter. There's this famous surfing competitions. Eddie, I think you say that the right way, when everyone from all over the world come to Hawaii for this competition.
Did you join the competition?
Actually, when I was there this February, it was supposed to happen, but at the end, the swell didn't count. They canceled the contest. I thought, oh, I'm going to be so lucky to see it. Maybe next time.
I was you missed it. So that's one reason to go back to Hawaii.
Yes, definitely. I will be back pretty soon, I'm sure. I just wanted to say something about hikes in Oahu because
Yeah.
there was a lot of hikes, and one of my favorite is Crouching Lion Hike. It's also located in the North Shore of Oahu. It's beautiful. It takes maybe 40 minutes to go up, and then 20 minutes to see the beautiful landscape, the North Shore of Oahu. Also, I did first week when I got there, I did a hike to the highest point of Oahu, which took us 8 hours back and forth. It was pretty tough and a little bit scary, but it was worth it. Not a lot of people actually do this hike, which is like with this trail, which I'm pretty surprised because it's beautiful. Also, another one that it's pretty famous and it's located in Honolulu, almost like at the end, Coco Head, which is like a hike that has so many stairs. You can climb like in 15 minutes or 20 minutes if you are in a good shape. But there are all stairs up, up, and then down. A lot of people do it as a workout. When it's hot, you just have to do it like at 6 or 7 in the morning because if you're going to do it around 2 p.m., then I think you're going to die. It's usually super hot. I did it twice. I don't know if I would go for the first one. Pretty tough, to be honest. Yes, another one I really recommend is Pink Box, which is it's located on a west side. Super easy, but with a beautiful view, beautiful landscape. Also, we have Lanikai Box, which is on east side. And then in the North Shore, we have, also in front of Pipeline, we have another box. Those are short trails, short hikes with a nice view.
There are plenty of hikes one can do.
Yes, and also I forgot to mention about Stairways to Heaven, the most famous, iconic trail. I think they closed it this year in April, but I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I haven't done it, but I was like, okay, when I am back, I have to have a reason to go back. And then I think they closed it. It was pretty famous among travelers, but it was kind of dangerous. So now it's closed.
I hope you get a chance to go back and do this one.
Me too. I hope maybe they will open it.
Yeah. So, Kinga, many of these spots that you mentioned, they are spread out between 2 or 3 different islands in Hawaii, isn't it?
Yes, I was living in Oahu North Shore. Sometimes I was going to Honolulu for the weekend because it was also really nice to escape. But I was also in Kauai, which is, I think, one of the most beautiful Hawaiian islands. It's really green, pure nature, animals. It's breathtaking. Then I went also to Big Island. Big Island is divided in two parts, let's say, Kona and El Hilo. And I was 4 days in El Hilo, which is a little bit wide, I would say a little bit hippie, but it's beautiful. Black beaches. We can see the volcano crater. It's totally different than Oahu. Every island has different vibe, let's say, but all of them are beautiful. I was only to those two. I'm missing Maui for sure. When I was there were those huge fires in Maui and I couldn't go. If I would go to Hawaii right now as a traveler for 1 month, or if I can recommend someone, I would go to Oahu definitely, and then I would choose Kauai for 3 days.
Oahu and Kauai are the two that one must go to. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. A traveler would probably have lesser time than you did in Hawaii. So which ones should?
Yes. My friends were traveling to Hawaii for 2 weeks from Europe. It was a couple, and they asked me, Kinga, how we should plan it. And I'm really good at organizing and planning things, especially travels. And I also been doing that in Finland, where I was like a travel coordinator manager, let's say. But I told them for Oahu, you need at least 1 week, at least 1 week. I would say even 10 days, because Oahu is huge. And if you want to see the most beautiful places, if you want to really enjoy this aloha spirit, also they wanted to serve, if you want to serve, or if you even want to try to serve, because I think everyone tries to surf in Hawaii, just to say I was surfing in Waikiki, then definitely you need 10 days. Of course, you can come for 7 days and you're gonna be really in rush to see everything, to go there. But I think it's more about enjoying the island and the place you are traveled to than like just going to one spot, another, and then you don't even remember where have you been, no? So I said to them, guys, stay 10 days in Oahu, and then 4 days Kauai is enough to do, to trade, to hike, to enjoy the island, to go all around. But at the end, I think they chose a big island, but they didn't know that it was so big. Yeah, it's pretty big. So I went with them to El Hilo. So basically, we spent there 4 days, but the El Hilo has microclimate. So in one day, it can be rainy, it can be foggy, it can be cold. So I remember that when we went there, we have 3 days of rain. And when it's raining, you basically cannot do anything. You cannot even enjoy sightseeing. But we enjoyed it. We still enjoy it. And the last day, the weather was beautiful. So we did a little bit of sightseeing.
What about moving between the islands? Does one usually have to take a flight?
Yes, usually you take a plane and it's either Hawaiian Airlines or Southwest. And they are really often, I don't know how many times per day, but it's like all the time. You can book it for 9 a.m. and then you can go at 2 p.m. It's super easy. You fly from Honolulu, of course. Easy, fast, comfortable. It's great, to be honest. When it comes to logistics, it's so easy.
Oh, so it's flexible, like you can adjust the time as well. That's what you were.
Yes, because there are a lot of planes, and like I said, there are like two airlines. Maybe I'm missing one. No, I think two of them, Southwest and Hawaiian Airlines.
Okay, so it's like a regular mode of transport, like taking flight.
Yes, totally. Yeah. And I love Hawaiian Airlines because if you're on the plane, you can really feel the Hawaiian vibe. They have flowers. Yes, they're only aloha spirit and aloha vibe.
Yeah. So when you were saying that you would go to Honolulu for a weekend, so you would just hop onto a flight and just reach Honolulu and then come back after the weekend ended, something like that.
Yes, that's what I did with Kauai. I went to Kauai for a weekend. I think we took a plane on Thursday afternoon and arrived on Sunday evening back to Oahu.
Oh, so
Yes, it was
easy. Like,
smooth, easy. Yes, and then we rented a car in Kauai in a rental company because that's super important to know that the United States, and especially when you're on the island, you need a car. It's so much easy to travel everywhere you want to go, to move around. With bus, it's so complicated. You cannot stop wherever you want to stop, and like the public transportation, not so good. And everyone has a car, so that's the best way to move around. And I think that you have to take into consideration if you travel to Hawaii. Unless you want to stay only in Honolulu and enjoy Honolulu, but it's not worth it. The island is beautiful with so many places to visit and spots, hidden gems that are needed to be seen.
yeah. So between the islands, you take flights, and once you're on the island, you want to explore. It's best to rent a car
Yes,
and drive around.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You need to rent a car and move around.
That's great. I also wanted to know, you were saying that everyone comes to Hawaii to surf. What about someone who has never surfed before in their life? Can they also go to Hawaii and try surfing out?
Yes, of course. I think the most famous surf spot for beginners is Waikiki, or famous Waikiki. And every day, at every hour, people in a bikini or a swimsuit, walking barefoot with surfboard, just to go to the beach and surf in Waikiki. And there are a lot of surfing schools. You can get a class. And if you drive to Waikiki, or if you are staying in Waikiki, there are surfing schools all around in every corner. And also, if you want to try by yourself for the first time, I always recommend to go with the instructor. But if you want to try for the first time by yourself, then you can always rent a surfboard and you go. You don't need a wetsuit in Hawaii because the water is super warm. There's nobody that uses wetsuit. You can just surf in bikini or in lycra, and you can just enjoy long, small wave in bikini.
That's great. Yeah, because
It's a,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to surf. So that's a huge encouragement for me that if I end up over there, then I can try it out, give it a shot.
yes, of course. I met a couple from United States. They were around 75 years old and they tried to surf. And that was just amazing. I was with them, cheering them up, like, yeah, let's go. It's all about enjoying and having fun. It's not a competition. For me, surfing is just fun and I love being in the ocean and the water. But I don't take it seriously. I just do it. And I think we enjoy something if we really.
Yeah. And I think that goes with the vibe of Hawaii as well, that you just have fun while you're there. Yeah.
Exactly. In Hawaii, you don't even have to paddle a lot because the wave takes you and you just stand on the board and you do aloha. And yeah. Yeah, everyone does shaka shaka. Like when you drive a car and then someone goes in front of you, which is a nice way to say thank you or great.
Wow. So Shanta Sarkar, thank you. And
We can consider like this. Yeah, it's a polite way to say thank you or to give a sign to someone.
oh, wow. Okay. Now, Kinga, I want to know about the food that you had over there. Did you try any Hawaiian dishes or anything that you really enjoyed over there?
Yes, I really enjoy poke bowl. And my favorite spot is in the North Shore in Haleiwa. It's called Poke for the People. Oh my gosh, they have amazing, so tasty poke bowls. I always took a spicy yaki because I like spicy tuna with cucumber, avocado, rice, and seaweed. It was just delicious. Every time I finished surfing or I did a workout, I was going there. One poke bowl for me, please. Also in North Shore, they're like the most famous shave ice. The queue is just huge, so you have to be patient to get those shave ice. I like ahi tuna, which is raw tuna, and it's served on the plate with some veggies or rice, depends on the place. I'm really into fish, but also I am a steak lover, and I don't really eat a lot of meat, but in Hawaii, you have really good steaks. So that was also one of the dish that I liked a lot. Of course, pineapple. There's a dole a plantation in the north, almost in the North Shore. Pineapples are really tasty. Mangoes. Oh my goodness! The best mango I had was in Hawaii. I think I've had in Australia, but no, I think in Hawaii definitely. Yes, I went to a good restaurant in Honolulu. There are a lot of good places to eat. More in Ala Moana area than in Waikiki. Also, what else? Plenty of spots to go. You just have to explore it and give it a try, I would say. And also coffee places in North Shore. There's Coffee Gallery. It's pretty famous spot for the coffee. Everyone goes there and it's really good. They have different kind of coffees. It's a good quality coffee, that's for sure.
It sounds to me like not sure how is like your place on earth because you know everything about it.
Yes, I think everyone who comes to Hawaii spends time in Honolulu, but then when they drive to North Shore, which is 1 hour away, they're just in love with the North Shore, with the beaches, with the landscape, with the vibe of the North Shore. For example, you go, I don't know, this coffee gallery place, no? And outside you have like little patio, there are like chickens everywhere. Because chickens are everywhere in Hawaii. You go to the store, you go out, and there are chickens. It has this village vibe a little bit. It's beautiful. And also in the North Shore, you can do skydiving, which is, I think, pretty famous. Everyone wants to skydive in Hawaii. I'm a little bit afraid of that. Maybe it's too much adrenaline for me. I like adrenaline, but maybe not so much. My best friend was about to visit me, and I was like, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to fix or you want to do skydiving? And she was like, I'm not going to go with sharks. Not at all. I prefer skydiving. And I was like, oh my gosh, I will have to do it with her. Because she was more afraid of sharks. I wasn't afraid of sharks. Of course, a little bit, but not as much as I am afraid of skydiving. A lot of my friends did that. Also, my friend, she was a pilot for skydiving Hawaii, and she did that. So I don't know, maybe 130 times in her life, and everyone does it because it's an amazing experience. You can see from above, basically. I went on a little plane with my friend. That was also exciting, but skydiving I haven't done yet.
So your friend wasn't able to convince you. Did
Yes,
she go?
and
Did she go shark diving with you? Free diving shark with you?
No, that was a different one. It's always me convincing people to do things, but now someone had to go. Yeah. But I remember that I was sitting on the beach looking at the nature, at the mountains. I was like, wow, it's a paradise and paradise. It's warm, it's sunny. You have rainbows, the most important thing about Hawaii. Wherever you
I got
go,
to ask you
every
about
morning, yes, every morning you can see, morning, afternoon, depends of the weather, you can see rainbow. But there's always rainbow in Hawaii, every single day. And those rainbows
really.
are just like beautiful, big. I remember I did this trail. It was at the beginning of March this year. Yeah. It's 40 minutes away from Honolulu. It was raining on our way back. I said to my friend, Run, we're gonna see a rainbow. And we ran to this secret spot. We stand there and we were under the rainbow, like literally under the rainbow. There was this huge rainbow. I have a picture and video of this rainbow. And I was like, wow, I would never imagine I would be so close to the rainbow.
How did you know that there would be a rainbow?
Because it's always in Hawaii with the mountains, with the temperature of the air, and with the rain. I knew it's gonna be there. I knew. I just felt it. Maybe I was manifesting it. I don't know.
But I was going through your pictures. I did want to ask you this question: that how many times did you see a rainbow? Quite a few in the ones that you shared with me. But yeah, if
Yes.
it's like almost there every day, then I don't know why. Hawaii should be called the land of rainbows. It never showed up
Actually,
there.
that's true. Maybe they should call it like this, no?
Yeah.
Paradise and land of rainbow. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
definitely.
So a rainbow every day. Wow. I think I've only seen a rainbow like 4 or 5 times in my life.
Then if you go to Hawaii, you will see it every single day. Also, I forgot to mention about the beach spots that in North, especially in North Shore, because it's a little bit wide than south. You walk on the beach, you see those huge turtles. That's why a lot of people go to North Shore to snorkel with turtles. And you can see also monkeys, and you just walk and you see them swimming or sleeping on the beach. And I remember that I was in Chan Street, which is also beach and a surfing spot, and I was surfing with monks.
Oh,
It was
wow.
wow, yeah.
I think Hawaii, it's also said about Hawaii that one can do whale watching over there, but is that the case now as well? Or is that something that's become rare? No?
Of course, but in a certain period of the year, usually from October till the end of March, I had this pleasure to go on a boat with a friend, and I wanted to fly my drone to record the views, like jumping, swimming. It was just beautiful. At the same time, when I started my drone, it hit the boat and fell into the ocean. I was like,
Gosh.
oh my goodness. But then I was just still, it was one of my dream also to see wheels. And then I went in front of the boat and I was like, I don't care about the drone because in front of me, I see four wheels swimming, playing in the ocean. I was like, just in front of me. Incredible. It was in January this year.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Wow. That was something cannot be
That must be
described, I think.
incredible. It must be
Yes.
incredible. Yeah.
Yes. And also every time of the year you can see dolphins, especially in Waimea Bay, around either in the morning, 7 in the morning, or around noon.
So that's
Yes.
pretty awkward.
Yes. Also, when I travel, I always try to talk to local people to ask for advices or for the places they recommend. That's why I always want to bring that to other people when I and then I was like, okay, you have to go there around 7 a.m. to see dolphins, or you have to go there to see monkeys or turtles.
Wow. It's so fascinating. Some of these things we think of as rare. And here you are telling me that if you go at this time at 7 a.m., they're almost every day. So
It's uh,
beautiful.
Yeah, Hawaii, I think because it's so remote and the nature, animals, it's easy to spot. It's there because Hawaii is remote. It's not so polluted. And also it's like a place for them to be.
And would now like to know a little bit about places to stay for travelers. What would be good spots for them to choose? Let's say if they were
Mhm.
traveling to 2 or 3 of the main islands that you had mentioned a short while ago. Would you have some recommendations about what sort of hotels to pick, or if they should go for some non-hotel accommodations?
For example, if you travel to Oahu, I would definitely stay in Honolulu, in Waikiki. Of course, Waikiki is the best area to stay because you can enjoy walking distance. You can take your surfboard, you can surf, you can go to really good places, to the restaurants. Then you have different activities. You have a tour to the North Shore. If you don't want to rent a car, then there's a tour that can bring you there to see turtles, to free dive with sharks, to do skydiving. So there are a few hotels that I would definitely recommend. Hyatt in Waikiki, Outrigger in Waikiki Beach, which is exactly by the beach, ocean front. So you can walk to the beach. You don't even have to take your shoes with you or flip flops directly to the beach.
Yeah.
Also, Mana Surf Riders, which is pretty famous hotel in Oahu. Another one, it's called White Sands, if I'm not wrong. It's close to the Diamond Head. Yeah, district. And in North Shore, there's a really hotel. It's a resort. And it's super nice. They offer different kind of attraction every single day. Also, they have a nice beach bar when you can see the sunset. Sometimes we're going there for a drink, just to enjoy the evening or to change a little bit something. And it's a really nice place to stay. It's a luxury place, but I think it's worth to even stay there for one night.
Have you stayed at any of them, or have your friends stayed at any of these?
My friends stayed. Yeah, my friends were
Ah,
there. With Hyatt, I did collaboration. I had a collaboration of the hotel. So, yes. And if you don't want to stay in a hotel, there are a lot of groups that you can find in, or you can look for a place on booking for apartments or search on Airbnbs. I was lucky because I got to know a few people. So if I needed to stay in Honolulu or somewhere else, I was always asking for advices. I think that's the best way to do it. And then this year, my friend from Portugal, she went to Hawaii and I basically organized her everything. And I said to her, girl, you're lucky that you have me because when I went there for the first time, it wasn't so easy. But basically, I helped her with the car, with a place to stay. She was staying in Ala Moana in Honolulu, and she loved it because she had an ocean view from her room, which was pretty amazing in Hawaii.
it makes sense to book an ocean view room because that's where you're going to be at. So you might as well stay closest.
Exactly. And if you are going for vacation 1 week or 2 weeks, you deserve it. Why probably you won't go there anytime soon. Sometimes it's better to be in a good place and enjoying it so much than searching for so long and not finding a perfect place for your holiday. I think
Yeah.
sometimes we should just think about our comfort and what we actually want to have and where we want to stay.
Yeah. A lot of times it is said that Hawaii is very expensive when it comes to travel as well as accommodation. So, now what was your experience of that? Did you find the expenses to be quite challenging, or were you able to find accommodation?
I think it's also a question, how do you want to travel and what is your travel experience? If you're well experienced, then you can travel. It was still expensive for me. I love veggies, I love salads, and I couldn't believe that salad costs $9 or like cherry tomatoes $9 in my fridge. You'll always see cherry tomatoes and salad. Renting a car was okay. I found a really nice place in North Oahu. So also like the rent, I had money for this rent and I knew I will pay this amount every month, which was okay. I was prepared for it. But when it comes to food, attractions, and going to restaurants, it's quite expensive, of course. A lot of people compare Honolulu, Hawaii to California and New York, but I think it's a little bit more expensive. I met a girl from Switzerland and I asked her, okay, so how do you find prices? And she said to me that the prices are almost the same like in Switzerland, which for European people, Switzerland is super expensive. But she said the same about the food is really expensive in Hawaii. I think this is the biggest challenge, I think. But also, there is like this local store, it's called Foodland. You can always go there. There are plenty. You have a lot of choice. You have a lot of choice of different kind of food. And also you can get their poke bowl and it's cheap. It costs you, I don't know, $80 at the end. And you have a huge bowl of rice with tuna or like with shrimps, with salmon, with even chicken. So there are options. It depends what do you want to eat, where do you want to eat, if you want to spend money also on alcohol, because alcohol in Hawaii is super expensive. That's for sure. And the drinks. Attractions, I would say also that's another thing that it's quite expensive. But overall, if you travel for 2 weeks, 1 month, you can easily make it and not
Just
spend so much money.
be a little bit smart about where you're finding your food. There are options which can be budget friendly as well.
Yes, exactly.
Totally.
There are options for everyone. If you want to stay in a luxury place, there's a luxury place. But if you want to be budget friendly, there are a lot of choices. If you are a young traveler, you can stay in a hostel and be there for free. That's what my friend did from Madeira. We came to Hawaii for 1 month and she wanted to have it really budget friendly. She was working 4 hours per day in a hostel and she stayed there for free. She got to know a lot of people. She was hanging out with young child, with young people that also came to visit Hawaii, either from California or from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Everything depends on how do you want to travel. When I was younger, maybe I would do it, but right now I prefer to be comfortable and enjoy it. It's important to enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah. That was a really good tip, though, like about how to manage your expenses and then how to choose maybe alternate ways of staying but by working half the day, that kind of volunteer arrangement, which would help you cut down your expenses as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Are there any other tips that you would share with someone who's traveling there for the first time?
So, like I said at the beginning, I would take a lot of swimsuits, bikinis, flip-flops, sun cream after like tanning, bathing, because you will need a little bit of a ever on your skin after being sunburned because the sun is pretty strong. Everything like snorkel mask, camera, of course. I think a good attitude, energy. That's the like top something top that you have to have with you while traveling to Hawaii. The tips that I can give you, I would say to rent a car, find a good accommodation, and just enjoying it. There's so many places to visit, especially a lot of hikes. Even if you are not like ocean fan, beach fan, you can still do other things. A lot of waterfalls, for example, Moana Falls, Waimea Falls also. You have a lot of short trails, hikes, like I mentioned before. You have also historical places like Pearl Harbor, which is really important for history. You can go to Electric Beach for free diving or snorkel and see the underwater world. And you can go to Yokohama Bay for the sunset, organized picnic. You can go to Ku Lighthouse. It's a short hike that leads to the lighthouse, and it's a beautiful, stunning view. Also, there are like natural pools around, which it's pretty amazing. What else? Yeah, like I said, there's like a pineapple plantation called Dove Plantation. It's pretty interesting to see. I would go there if I would travel there for the first time. And I forgot to mention that because there is an iconic place where Jurassic Park was filmed. Yes, you can also do there like horseback ride, ATV tours. Yes, there are a lot of places to visit.
Lots to do.
Yes, definitely. And it's only Oahu.
Those are all pretty great suggestions, Kinga. I really hope that our viewers will find all the details and the information that you have shared from your experiences today. I have my last question for you now. So it's about souvenirs. Did you bring back anything from Hawaii that you cherish, or what would you recommend other people to take back with them as a souvenir to remember Hawaii?
I would say everything, but I brought coffee. That's for sure. Yeah, because in Big Island they produce the coffee. I brought coffee, but also I brought those posters with Waimea Bay, then with Waikiki, Kailua, because I wanted to have those posters in my room, in my apartment. So every time I look, yes, also like a map of Hawaii and Hawaiian Island. I brought a lot of things. Brought a lot of things. Yes, like those really good Hawaiian Honolulu cookies. You're gonna see if you go to Honolulu, then the store is everywhere. So I brought those cookies for my family. And what else? I don't remember, but I know I brought a lot of things. I had like a suitcase with all the souvenirs.
That definitely indicates that you have really memory of Hawaii that you want to cherish and you want others to also appreciate
Yes, but the best memories are, I think, my pictures and videos. After a few months, and I go back to my pictures. Wow, that day was amazing. I did so many cool things. I was swimming with a monk seal. It's something that's why I would say definitely bring your camera or iPhone and take a lot of pictures.
Thanks so much, Kinga, for joining me today and sharing on about Hawaii. I really hope you're able to go back one day to do one of two of those activities you mentioned that you missed out on. In the meantime, I'm pretty sure that your journey would inspire a lot more travelers to go to Hawaii, especially with those great tips you shared.
Thank you so much. Aloha, everyone.
With this, I will sign off. Aloha, bye.